We've been called pioneers, set to conquer the new world. We fight for freedom and equality. We transformed our dreams into a reality. Our struggles would later make the great nation we know today as America. It all started with a man named Christopher Columbus, an explorer sent out by Spain to find a new trade route to India. To his surprise, there was a lot more to the world than just the land that he was originally from. He landed on a small chain of islands known today as the Bahamas. The discovery of the New World later led to outbreaks of war, pushed trade further, and led to the discoveries of new materials, and ultimately led to the great nation we know today.
Well, over time, the struggles with other nations, European nations, began to subside, but then America started looking internally and found out they had many other of their own conflicts that they had to overcome, which eventually leads to the Civil War.
In 1861, Confederate forces fired on Fort Sumter in the Charleston Harbor, starting a 5-year war between the North and Southern states. Over this 5-year time period, over 700,000 people were killed. The most often cited date of the end of the Civil War is April 9, 1865, when General Robert E. Lee surrendered the Army of Northern Virginia.
After the war had ended, many people in the North were wanting to pursue the South and punish them for treason, but Abraham Lincoln was very instrumental in wanting to really rebuild the nation, and he felt the only way to do that was to bring the South back with the North and not punish them, but to bring them together as one.
Rebuilding the nation seemed to be something that Americans were pretty good at, much like in the situation of the Great Depression. On Black Tuesday, October 29, 1929, the stock market crashed. 25% of the nation's total workforce, over 12 million people were unemployed. Starving, with nothing to do but beg. People waited hours in lines just to get small rations of food. Some of the more fortunate people helped deal with the problem of starvation by participating in soup kitchens. The Depression ended during the start of World War II. The demand for guns, bullets, tanks, and ships brought upon jobs for thousands of people. Not only were men getting more jobs, but women as well were starting to help in the workforce. Factories, originally made for producing clothes to everyday citizens, were now making military uniforms. Almost everything was put into the war effort. Because of the economic boost from World War II, America was able to stand tall once more. At least until September 11, 2001. On this day, tragedy struck. A terrorist group known as Al-Qaeda hijacked 2 planes and were headed for disaster. At 8:45 a.m., the first plane hit the World Trade Center. Then again at 9:03,
it does
the
not
second.
appear that there's any kind of an effort up there yet. Now remember, oh my God.
Almost 3,000 people died in the attacks, and hardly any were found afterwards. They thought by striking fear into our hearts, we would crumble. Instead, we came together, just like a big family, and united together to rebuild, to come back, stronger than before, and better. Just like every problem in the U.S.'s history, we have come back. We have always come back. Always united.